of the things I do when I'm formulating is that instead of just pulling a thing off the shelf with a bunch of adrenal herbs, it's a good adrenal formula, all that's very good, but it's so much nicer if you can really individualize and go, oh, this person really, their emotional characteristics really fit this particular herb or this particular formula of herbs. So many of you have heard me talk before. I might, in some cases, pick opalpanax, devil's claw, as an adaptogen, just a small amount of it as a synergist for empowerment and protection. Or I might pick spikenard or Aurelia when people just need to relax and open up and trust that they can handle the stresses that are coming at them. Treating, for example, a PID, public inflammatory disease. I've got some infection down there. I'm definitely going to do a formula of pelvic decongestant herbs along with my antimicrobial herbs to really drive those antimicrobial herbs into the area that needs healing. So that's the idea of a driver.
She had a chronic viral meningitis that would flare up into acutes and put her in the hospital with these headaches. She was on Valtrex, but she was still getting more, and she was taking lots of lysine and, doing all kinds of really good things, but she was starting to have these episodes more and more. Really, she gets these severe headaches and this pain going up her spine and nerve pain, and it was really scary. And so the first thing I did was put her on a chronic formula of some adrenal herbs that were antiviral, and then I gave her an acute formula of more acute viral herbs to take every 2 hours. The minute she started getting the slightest symptom, she was to take those herbs, 60 drops every 2 hours. Just bam, really hit it. And it really made a difference in spreading out how often she was getting those episodes. I was taught that sarsaparilla is actually the top remedy, and that's been my experience, is that sarsaparilla is the top remedy for acute urinary tract infections. And the next remedy that's most common is Staphylococcus aureus, and Staphylococcus aureus is going to have this indication that it's usually worse after coition. So it'll be worse after intercourse, and that's usually Staphylococcus aureus. But sarsaparilla has like cramping, and it seems to me like the symptoms are usually a little bit of cramping, worse after urination. But the sarsaparilla, when somebody comes in with a truly acute urinary tract infection, I just look to see if it fits sarsaparilla. She did remarkably well on the herbs. I, again, did not get the correct homeopathic remedy for her right away, so I really got to see what the herbs were doing, and she could feel it. I mean, the liver herbs were remarkable. She just really things started getting under control. The dysmenorrhea it was still intense. I mean, she still had really intense symptoms, but the herbs began to really modulate things. Just the whole collection of everything we were doing. And then when I gave her, and because it was this miasmatic thing, I really felt like a remedy was going to be important. Maybe that's just my homeopathic bias, but when I gave her the homeopathic Pipsissewa, she really started to fly.